I'm joined by Carla Kingston, who is a faculty member at the Cornwall campus here at SLC. Hi, Carla.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very excited to be here.
Good, good. So let's start out. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your role at SLC.
Okay. I am the program coordinator and one of the amazing team of faculty that work in the post-grad supply chain management program.
Oh, okay. So that's a program that I think is only offered in Cornwall, correct?
Correct, because Cornwall is a hub city. So it makes sense that we are there because we have numerous distribution centers, lots of trucking companies. We have the border. We're on the busiest corridor in all of North America. So it makes sense to have the supply chain management program located in this hub city.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense from an employment perspective for students in particular. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and your experiences? Tell us about you.
Sure. So I obtained my fleet manager accreditation program from the University of New Brunswick, and then I went on and I did my MBA at Cape Breton University. It doesn't stop there. I then went to St. Lawrence College and got my Teachers of Adults certificate, and I am currently working through my lean technology, and I just finished my global supply chain certificate with MIT through their online course. So lots of education, all in this one sector. I guess I'm very one-dimensional. Besides my education, prior to working at St. Lawrence College, I worked for one of the Irving transportation group of companies. So I'm very fortunate that I have experience in transportation by road, water, rail, and a little bit of pipeline, which again now allows our students to have that much more diversity in what they're learning. But besides just me, we have other expertise that teach in the program. So Peter Collins is the expert in warehousing and manufacturing. Victoria is our HR expert. Robin and Lydia are both finance experts. Brian Sador is our computer guru of all gurus. Rakesh teaches procurement and works and lives in procurement every day. And Claude is an expert in distribution and entrepreneurship. So from the faculty perspective, we pretty much have this sector very well covered.
Right. So you had mentioned about Irving. Now, if I'm right, it's Irving is a large. Are they a Canadian corporation? Are they mainly based down east in Canada?
They are a very large Canadian, privately owned. They are not an IPO company. Mm-hmm. They are very large. They have their own shipping company. They own their own train. They own 5 trucking companies, the cement company, numerous wood production companies. They make French fries for Wendy's. They have potatoes, Cavendish French fries, Royal Kleenex. They are a very large employer, and their home base is in St. John, New Brunswick, which is where I'm from. But they also have a lot of businesses now spread out. So when I moved to Cornwall, Ontario, it was Mr. Irving that brought me here because he was bringing a new trucking company to the area. So he asked me if I would relocate here and be the manager to get it up and running. But they also have a Midland terminal in Brampton, and they have numerous setups now in the States. So they are a large company that is headquartered out of the Maritimes, and very evident that they have a strong hold there. But they are also in Quebec, Ontario, and 5 or 6 states now.
So that, clearly because they're essentially a giant corporation. That's why the experience you had is so relevant to what you're teaching the students right now in the program. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have started the first 13 years of my career with them.
With such a big company. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the students that you teach. Now, give us a little bit of a background on the students, and what do you find is the most satisfying part of being a program coordinator and teaching the students in this particular program?
Okay, so now I'm going to get all mushy, but my students are amazing. They are so smart. They're so kind. They're so driven. They're open. Oh my God, they're so open to anything, and they're so engaged. All of our students have had some post-secondary education already, so they know how to be successful. And what really is satisfying to me is when their projects or submissions exceed my expectations. And trust me, I have very high expectations, but sometimes what they do just swells me up with such pride. It's the reason that I work with these students that I finally felt comfortable going to our community partners and saying, what can we do for you? Because I know my students won't let us down. We have developed a new computer program that Cornwall Transit has now using and help their efficiency. We have developed a recruiting video. Like, these students are engaged, they work hard, and they surprise me every day.
That's amazing. And as you say, because they come to the program that you're in so well prepared academically, they're clearly just really anxious to learn, and you're providing that kind of real world learning so that when they're at the point of even just, you know, starting as a student, they're really starting to connect with industry. And so I'm sure that when they graduate as well, they've got those great connections that they can move forward and have their first professional career in Canada.
Yes, because we have our students present directly to the stakeholders if they're working on a community project. So they are making their connections. Plus, they're also getting some great publicity from it, from either being, you know, noted in our SLC communication, but some of the other things have gone off to the mayor and other connections in the industry. And a lot of our employees obtain part-time jobs as soon as they start the program because there's such a demand. So they get in and they start getting the experience right away. And then when they're done, they're able to start moving up quickly. We had one student that graduated the end of April and by September was at a team lead position. That's amazing.
Wow. That's incredible. That's how well prepared that they were. Yeah. So you talked about the incredible caliber of the students. What is it that motivates and inspires you as an instructor?
So I have a very strong connection to this sector. My father was a truck driver. My mother and father-in-law both owned a small trucking company. My brother drives truck. My older brother is a truck mechanic. My husband operates his own truck. So what motivates me is I always think of all of my family members out there working in this field. And I want to give this sector the best possible future managers that I can so that they can take care of my family members and other family members. And we've seen in this current pandemic just how important this sector is. You know, more online shopping has happened, so more distribution needs to happen. And so now it's not just about taking care of my family members that work in the field, it's about taking care of my family members that need these goods. So
right.
I'm strongly connected.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's such a good point about the pandemic relying so incredibly on the transportation industry right now. And I don't know if any of us could have predicted that outcome. Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to ask you about is, you know, you do have the opportunity to work with and to teach and facilitate learning for a lot of international students as part of your role. What advice would you give to others who are also, you know, in a position where they're facilitating learning and teaching and training students who might come from all over the world?
I would say take the time. Take the time to get to know the students and then help facilitate their integration with other cultures. When these different cultures work together and these different students work together, each student, each culture brings such a different perspective on things and such a different base of knowledge that when they work together, honestly, magic happens in the classroom and their projects are so superior to an individual submission.
Wow.
So get to know them and help them.
Great advice. Well, thank you so much, Carla, for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to see that you're doing well, and it's great to see your face today. And have a great holiday season.
Thank you very much. Yes,
okay.
And happy holidays to everybody as well. Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye-bye.